Hi，大家你好，我係 Wing 林永嫻啊，歡迎你又嚟到我哋都市閒情。今日咧就係好多人嘅 special request，我就特登請嚟我個好朋友 Stacey，咁咧佢就係一個international 同埋 new immigration 嘅 student specialist 嘅，專係幫啲 immigrant student 咧就係apply school 啦，咁佢咧就有15年經驗㗎，你已經喺Pepperdine University。咁 Hi Daisy，say hi，how are you？
Hi, hi.
You know, a lot of people looking forward to you, and they want to ask you questions. From day one, I started this program. So we've been waiting for you to come and give us information because a lot of people very concerned, you know, when they come, of course, the first thing like me, first thing I come here, I got my education, you know, so they want to prepare and how to apply and what the admission process before they come here. Okay, so I'll ask you what is the school system in United States, because it's really different in Hong Kong. I have to learn too when I have kids, and when I have in Hong Kong, I apply to college. It takes me a while to learn it, but now it's been like a long time I go to college. I'm sure a lot of things change. So and I have to ask you like what the system about school, and let me and explain a little bit in Cantonese. Yeah. So
Okay.
我就問Stacey 啦，咁因為美國嘅學校嘅制度咧，同香港係好唔同嘅。就算我嗰陣時嚟申請讀大學啦，咁好多年前㗎啦，咁啲制度都同而家好唔同咯。咁但係而家好多人唔係淨係嚟讀大學喎，好多人有細路仔啊，咁樣就由我哋幼稚園啊，小學，跟住小學唔係到中學，佢度叫 middle school， 然後跟住先到中學。然後跟住大學，咁我想問啊 ，Stacey 點樣呢個 system 係點樣去法嘅咧？咁我哋大概清楚下。Okay, can you share with us like how the U.S. system work here?
Sure, very good. Thank you. And good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having me here. I'm happy to share my information. And hopefully this will help you as you decide to study in the United States or anywhere else. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Here we go. So I want to introduce you a little bit about the school in the United States and the system. And I know the elementary school and higher education is a little bit different from United States to any other country. So we're going to start with primary and secondary education. So okay. From primary education, you start.
Sure, go ahead. Let me just tell a little bit here. Yeah, Stacey 咧就話而家開始咧就介紹俾你睇係呢個係由小學去到中學嘅階段啦。咁而家就話俾你聽係點樣一級一級去法。Okay, thank you.
Okay, so from the primary education, we are looking at preschool from age 3 to 5 till all the way to 11 to 12-year-olds. So preschool, primary include preschool, elementary school, meaning kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and 5th grade, as well as middle school, 6, 7, and 8. And secondary education is high school. So high school in the United States start from 9th grade, 10, 11, and 12.
係啦，咁而家美國咧就有4個 level 嘅，初咧就係 preschool， 即係嗰啲幼兒班咧就唔係幼稚園，咁就大約讀2年到啦，3至5歲，咁咧跟住就係到小學啦，小學由幼稚園開始，跟住去到小學1、2、3、4、5年班，跟住你又要轉學校噶啦，要去轉去 middle school，middle school 就係6、7、8年班，跟住中學就係9、10、11、12，咁咧middle school 通常咧你都係要自資嘅，係去要揾自己俾錢去讀嘅，但係由小學開始咧，就政府咧就會唔使錢㗎啦，一路到讀中學都。So for preschool, we have to pay for it, right?
And yeah, usually preschool is private.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. So from kindergarten on is government public school.
Public school. Yeah. You can find public school. Yes. And then after primary, secondary education, then we go to higher education. So here at the very bottom, you'll see high school. After you have your high school diploma, then you can apply, you can apply for university or community college. And then from here, this AAAS is a 2-year college. Then from here, you can transfer to get your bachelor degree and go to a 4-year university. Or you could do all 4 years after high school. So after high school, you have a choice to do 2 years of college or 4 years of college. Okay. And then from the bachelor degree, then you will pursue your master. And from master, you can pursue your doctorate or PhD.
OK， 咁讀完你中學啦，你就一定有個中學文憑啦，例如 high school diploma。跟住咧，你就可以去啲 community college， 你可以讀2年嘅叫做 AA degree， 或者AS degree。咁但係嗰個係唔等於你真係大學畢業嗰個叫做AA
associate degree，
係啦 associate degree。咁跟住咧就你有個 choice， 跟住你可以去 community college 咧，就可以 transfer 去啲大學，佢會 take 你嗰啲 credit 去讀下大學，再讀多2年咧，你就可以有個 BA 或者 MS 噶啦。咁你就會有咁就係大學畢業啦。咁但係好多人咧就你可以有 choice， 一嚟就入去大學嘅讀書讀4年，咁你亦都可以讀2年 community college 攞你 A degree， 跟住再 transfer 去啲大學讀2年，然後跟住你讀完大學 degree 咧，你就可以讀個 master degree， 通常都係2年啦 master。但係而家有啲 program 咧係你讀完大學讀多年咁就得㗎啦，但係你要同一間學校咯多數。然後跟住咧，你再可以再上讀你嘅博士學位啦。咁好多做比較研究人啊或者醫生啊，咁好多都要一路咁樣上到去讀博士學位咯。Okay, thank you.
Very good. So this is the 4 system of higher education in California, and usually most of the state is the same. So this is the community college. This is the California State University that we call CSU. Mm-hmm. And then you have the University of California, which is the UC. And then you have all the private college and university. So those are the 4 types of college higher education.
OK， 咁美國有4個唔同嘅大學嘅學校嘅，一個叫 community college， 好似頭先我話讀嗰啲 AA degree 啦。咁有啲大學咧就係由 California State 嘅 University， 一個係 University of California 嘅。咁呢個 system 都係講緊我哋 California 嘅。咁因為每個 state 佢都有唔同自己嘅 system 嘅，所以你去每一個 state 你都要揾清楚佢嘅 requirement。咁我哋而家係講緊係加州嘅啫。咁咧，另外一個就係private college 㗎。咁如果你係 international student， 其實 private 同 public 唔係好大分別。我哋就可以問下 Stacey。但係如果你係 local residents 嘅咧，咁你讀 private 同埋你嘅 California State University 同埋 University of California 嗰啲係 public 嘅，咁你個 tuition 係唔同嘅。Okay, Stacey, can you explain it more like what the difference for that 4 different categories?
Okay, so as we see, I'm going to come back on this so that so you all have a visual of the different type. And later on, I'm going to share how different it is in terms of pricing and tuition. Okay. So for international student, especially for a student overseas who wants to apply to school in the United States, I'm going to start with primary and secondary school. Okay. Most of the private school, usually you can only apply for private school when you want to bring children who's under 12th grade. So 1st to 12th grade, you can apply for private school in the United States and get a visa to come and study.
Okay. Public school you cannot.
Public school, you are limited to 1 year in high school only, but lower grade won't take. Public school doesn't take international students.
Only 1 year in high school or the last year of high school?
No, only 1 year. It doesn't matter what year.
Oh, yeah. Really?
And so not all public high school accept international students. So really? You have to, look at the school.
Okay, so if I take public school 1 year, like 10th grade, then next year I cannot take any more, so only 1 year.
Then you have to transfer to a private school. Yes.
Oh, wow.
A private school can take international students throughout the whole 4 years of high school or the whole 3 years of middle school. Okay. So private school has their own requirements. So every parents have to look carefully. What's the requirement? Okay. Some only admit students from 9th grade to 12th grade, and some will admit like 7th grade, 8th grade. If it's lower grade, 1st grade, they require the parents to be with the children in United States.
So we really have to check individual school what is a policy. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so Stacey 咧就話我哋for international student， 即係你係外地嚟嘅學生，點樣去申請由小學去到中學啦？咁如果你係喺外地嚟 foreign student 要 apply foreign visa 啦，咁for 如果你係 foreign student 嚟到咧public school 即係公眾嘅學校咧，就只可以留1年嘅啫。讀1年後，跟住你就要轉去私校啦。咁私校咧就係你可以小學又可以申請得，middle school 又申請得，中學你又可以申請得。所以如果你係唔係即係公民啦，你又冇 green card 啊，乜嘢都冇，你想申請你仔女嚟讀小學、中學同埋middle school 咁咧，你一定要係去 private school 啦。Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. So to apply for school, usually school will ask for English score, assessment score. The lower grade, they won't ask because the children are so young. Okay. But usually in high school, like 9, 10, 11, and 12, they will ask you to do an English assessment. For example, TOEFL Junior or IELTS or any assessment score. So it will help them, assess the student's ability in English. Then you want to show a proof.
Do they take the assessment test overseas, like in Hong Kong? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because they have to submit the application packet. Oh, so okay. Then the parents have to submit proof of funding, meaning they have to show proof that they have enough money to support the child to study in the United States. So you're looking average for any high school, middle school, about 45,000.
Okay.
This is average. So depending on what school and location and area, the price can vary. But average 45,000 is the tuition plus room and board.
So that means at least in the bank has at least 45,000 in their bank account.
Yeah.
Before they come. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, you want to submit the transcript. So the higher the grade they apply, the high school, they're going to look for the grade. It's very important for the decision of the school if they can admit the student. And then depending if the school is very strict or very competitive, they will ask the student to write a personal statement in English so that they can see what's the level of the English, the student English.
Is it usually in a higher grade?
Usually 10, 11, 12.
Okay, thank you. So, Stacey 咧就話而家你睇到 screen 咧就係你需要啲咩 prepare 咧？如果你想 apply to 我哋嘅小學啊、中學啊咁樣呢度 middle school， 咁最緊要咧就係如果你係即係低年班嗰啲咧，就唔需要話有啲要 take 啲咩 test 嘅。但係如果你去讀中學，譬如9、10、11年班嗰啲咧，就通常咧都要你 take 一個或者啲 TOEFL 啊或者 Junior TOEFL， 每一間學校都唔同嘅 requirement， 所以你要 check 嗰間學校佢需要啲乜嘢。咁通常咧你都要個銀行咧最少有45,000蚊美金，即係大約30零萬啦，食個生意係啦，30零萬港紙到啦，45,000蚊美金喺個銀行 account 可以最少俾，即係你都用到大約1年到啦，連埋你嘅食啊住啊同埋學費啊咁樣，同埋你要個 transcript 就係你個仔仔女女喺學校 take 咗啲咩 class 啦，咁佢哋都要睇下你啲係乜嘢。咁個 grade 係唔係好重要嘅？如果你低班，但係如果你高班讀到中學啊，咁你啲 grade 佢都想要你啲 grade 係即係最少 pass 啊，即係會讀得好啲咁樣咯。咁如果你讀到中學度咧，佢係會 require 你寫一個essay 嘅，要自己寫一篇文咁樣，就或者關於你自己啊咁樣。咁每一間學校嘅 topic 啊同埋嘅 requirement 都唔同，所以你都要問到間學校佢需唔需要啊，或者要寫啲乜嘢啊咁樣咯。 Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and I forgot to write down one more thing is sometimes school will ask for teachers' recommendation.
哦 ，OK， 仲有一樣嘢有陣時都需要嘅就係老師嘅推薦書。咁有啲學校需要，有啲學校唔需要。咁如果你真係有幾個先生，你係即係覺得你好啊，關係好啲啊，咁樣咧，你都會有幫助啲嘅。
And so that was high school level and middle school level. So now I'm going to go into university and college application. It's a little bit more, but it's pretty much the same process. It's just very important to look at the school itself of what their admission requirement.
Okay.
So first of all, you look at the school application. You need to submit a school application online. Mm-hmm. You need to show your English proficiency test score. This is very important. Mm-hmm. If the school is a good school, your test score has to be very high. For example, UCLA English proficiency test score requirement is about, I would say 80 to 100 in TOEFL.
Percent?
Okay.
80%?
So the score, IBT score. So the scoring for TOEFL is 80 to 100 is proficient, is good English level. Okay, so it's very important.
What is the full score? What is 100% if TOEFL, for TOEFL?
It's not 100%. It's a score. It's called IBT. So it's a TOEFL scoring.
Okay.
It's not about 100% or 80%.
80 to 100 point, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, point if you want to. Yeah. Or you can do the IELTS, or you can do the ITEP or other proficiency test scores. So depending on the school, their requirement varies a little bit. Okay. And same thing, you're going to need the proof of funding. You're going to need to show that you have enough money to support your children, your student in the United States. Then the transcript for higher education, for university and colleges, transcript is very important. So for your high school transcript if it's not translated in English, it has to be translated in English and then maybe evaluated depending on the school requirement. And of course, you need the high school diploma to translate in English. And then you need a personal statement. And some school require students to have a SAT score or ACT score, depending on where they come from and if it's available in the country.
Okay, so I have a question. If you say the pool of funding, how much usually the average for pool of funding for college?
Yeah, I'm gonna go over on the next slide.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
I jumped. Okay, sorry.
It was too many. Okay. There were too many numbers.
Too long. You have to have a big session for that, right? money. Okay, 咁啊 ，Stacey 就講下我哋點可以 apply 個大學啦，或者嗰啲City College 啊咁啦。咁咧就最緊要你係一定要揾間學校你 target 邊間學校啦，因為個 school application 好多學校都唔同啊，佢日期啊錢嘅需要，所以你一定要問清楚。咁 school application 好緊要啦，同埋要一個 test， 好似你如果喺香港嚟嘅就要 TOEFL 啊，或者 ITEP test 啊 ，TOEFL test 咧 ，Stacey 就話最少要80至100分嘅，咁個 score 個 point 就係咁每間學校都唔同嘅，睇你又申請啲咩啦，譬如你想申請啲比較出名嗰啲學校嗰啲，梗係要高分啲啦。咁啊，同埋你嘅學校嘅 transcript 個 class， 你 take 咗啲咩 class 啦？咁佢話個 class 一定要係transcript 一定要係英文，你唔可以用中文嘅 transcript， 冇人識睇你啲中文嘅 transcript。同埋嗰啲你嗰啲學分都好緊要，佢會真係好認真睇你中學啲學分去到邊度嘅。咁同埋你一定要係讀完 high school diploma， 有個 high school diploma， 一定要讀完 high school 你先可以報得去大學啦。你如果中學都未畢業嘅，咁就唔可以報噶啦。咁同埋你一定要有個personal statement， 就好似啲 essay 寫關於你自己佢會俾個 topic 你有啲題目㗎，咁你會跟住嚟要寫個 essay 係好緊要㗎，係差唔多緊要過你啲 grade 嘅，所以要好俾多啲時間落去。咁有啲學校咧就會要求你呢度嘅 SAT 或者 ACT score， 好似我仔就要 SAT 啊 ACT score。咁但每間學校都 都唔同嘅，所以 check 啲 school 有啲需要，有啲又唔需要咁啦。咁而家 Stacey 咧就係講，遲啲會同我哋講最緊要 funding， 究竟要幾多錢咧？每間學校嘅錢都唔同噶嘛。咁呢個 topic 好長嘅，所以佢要慢慢講。
So I want to add to the high school diploma. If let's say you are over 18-year-old, I know you asked me last time, is there an age limit to go to school in the United States? No, there's no age limit. You can go to school even if you're 50, you're 60, you're 70. As long as you want to study, you can go for school. You can
I know
study.
It's great. My aunt is about 70 something when she graduated in Upstate LA. Yeah, so I'm so proud of her. That's the best thing about United States, you know. It's like when you all gray hair, wrinkles, and I have a friend pushing a baby, you know, to go to class with her baby, with newborn baby. So nobody will look at you. They don't even care, you know. So 係啦 ，Stacey 嘅記得上次我問過佢咧，就話。有好多人都好 concern 啦，咁我而家年紀大咗啲喎，同埋我而家唔係我畢咗業好耐嘅咯，有冇年齡嘅限制咧去讀書？美國就係呢度好自由啊，咁你就可以即係唔會有限制嘅。好似我有 auntie 咧，就係70幾歲㗎，先至喺 college 做畢業。咁我亦嗰陣時學校咧，我亦都有朋友推住個 BB 車。係啱啱出世嘅啫，咁就係同我一齊上堂嘅，佢哋係，咁就即係變咗你係冇緊要，你幾大都得，你都可以 welcome 你返學校，你有咁嘅心就得㗎啦。Yeah.
And so if you don't have a high school diploma, you still can apply to a community college.
Oh, okay.
But not to a UC or Cal State. It's a little bit harder. But you can find way to. You can go through community college without a diploma and then transfer to a UC or to a Cal State.
But the class that they're taking is the same? Do they have different class requirement?
No, it's the same.
Oh, that's great. That's really good to know. Okay, 咁Stacey 就話，就算你中學畢業唔緊要，你可以去啲 community college。頭先我哋記得有4個 category 嘅，第一個就係 community college。如果你冇中學畢業咧，就你可以去 community college。都可以 take class 同 take 一樣人哋中學畢業嘅 class 嘅啫，你總之攞到分，然後跟住攞夠分，你就可以 transfer 去大學噶啦。咁所以呢樣嘢好緊要啊！就算你未讀完中學，你都可以過嚟 take community college，就攞夠分，你就 transfer 到噶啦。That's a really good point.
Yeah. So here's the famous money that you like to see.
A lot of people concerned, right? Not only the grade, and you need to have something in your pocket before you can come.
Yes. So the cheapest education fund is not cheap, but the cheapest one is community college. So average tuition fee is about $5,700
per year,
and that's not per year, but it's not counting all the little fee. This is just pure tuition. Okay, and then the living expense is about $25,000. So average, I put $25,000 across the board, but the tuition will vary. So if you add up this number, you have to look at one person is about 30. You know, for community college, you want to anticipate about $40,000 a year in the bank account. Okay, and so for Cal State, California State University, you look at the tuition is about $16,500. So it's already triple, right?
Yeah.
And then the UC, it's close to $30,000. And then of course, private school is over $50,000. So every time you look at the tuition, you want to remember to add the living expense because this will be counted for in order for the school to issue I-20.
But for community college, Cal State and University of California, they all only apply to residents, right? If I'm foreign student, the fee is not going to be, or this is the foreign student fee.
Yeah. Oh, this is foreign student fee.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, so you need to add, but besides the tuition fee, you need to add the living expense fee into it.
Okay, so 咁大家都好心急想知道大約我要需要幾多錢咧？咁呢個 charge 嘅好清楚啦。咁呢個係每一年嘅。咁community college 咧就係最reasonable， 所以好多人咧嚟到咧係讀 community， 我都係我讀咗2年 community college 嘅，因為啲分數 佢亦都承認你，但係你啲錢慳咗好多㗎喎，然後跟住你可以用啲分數 transfer 去 university， 我就去咗 private school 去 USC 啦，用啲分數 transfer 咗，咁我讀2年 USC transfer， 咁我亦一樣係有大學學位嘅，所以好多人即係其實係好好嘅讀 community college， 有好多好出名嘅 community college 喺呢度，咁咧個學費第一年就5700啦，大約呢個淨係學費，唔計你好多嗰啲垃圾費啊，咁樣其實都唔會好多，咁你主要係，但係一定要你要計埋，你只有 budget 埋你喺度住啊、食啊嘅費用啦，咁大約25,000蚊，但係呢25,000蚊係即係可以有走盞嘅，咁睇下你住喺邊啊，睇下你食啲乜嘢啊，咁樣即係可以有多有少咯，咁呢個係大約啦，咁你 California State University 咧就係貴少少啦，就16,500，咁啊 University California 嗰啲就係29,800，咁啊 private 即係私校啦，私校就係54,000嘅。
So yeah, this is the cost, and this is the depending on the location, depending on where it is in California, the tuition and living expense can vary a little bit. Okay, this is just the estimate. So once you get admitted, once you show that you have all this and the school admit you, then they will send you I-20. Okay, I-20 it's a document. Similar to this. This is an I-20. Oh, can you see?
Okay. I think they can see that download is the form for I-20.
Oh yeah, exactly. You can download it. I should. Yeah. So this is an I-20.
Okay.
The school will issue it, and then the student will make an appointment with the embassy or consulate of Hong Kong, and then go for the interview. And hopefully, they will grant the student or deny the student a F1 visa.
Okay.
And with that, then they can travel to the US.
OK， 咁呢個咧就係學校已經收嚟，你 send 咗啲 application 啊，全部啲 document 啊，咁學校咧而家就接納你啦，收你啦，咁咧佢就會寄一個叫 I-20 頭先嗰個 form 咧俾你，咁你就拎住呢個 I-20 form 就去香港嘅美國領事館申請你嘅 visa 啦，叫 student visa， 咁咧就要睇下嗰個官批唔批你？咁通常如果學校收咗你咧，你都多數冇問題嘅，除非你係即係有啲好大嘅其他問題咧，通常你都會批嘅。OK。
So the I-20 is easy to give from the school, but getting the visa is the hard one, depending on the officer, depending on the interview, depending on the situation in the country and United States.
Okay, so how about now? Hong Kong, they just have the new rule and law, like they treat Hong Kong as part of China now. So do you think it could be harder for the Hong Kong student to get a visa, harder to approve?
I don't think so. It seems like US want to help Hong Kong.
Okay,
right? They're support. Yeah, it seems like US. The president is supportive of Hong Kong people.
That's great.
And so I have a couple students right now in Hong Kong applying for the visa. However, the appointment is not easy to get because the embassy is closed or whatever.
So they have to plan ahead, give themselves some time.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
So do you know how long it would take?
Right now, one of my students has an appointment in August.
So when do they start?
The earliest appointment she got was August. And usually you can get before, when did she start it?
Yeah.
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago, August. So they come, they better get your act going, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but her application for school started last year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So the I-20 doesn't get issued usually until it's closer to the term. You can apply this year for next year, but then your I-20 usually will come to you sometimes. If it's next year, it will come to you maybe in spring.
And then
because
go to the okay. Stacey 就提我哋個 visa， 即係個 I-20 就唔係好難申請到，即係你間學校啊，有 grade 啊，有啲錢喺度，你就申請到。但係佢話 visa 就唔係未必咁容易申請。咁但係咧，美國好 good news 係美國政府好想幫香港人，咁所以佢話香港咧都即係會快啲嘅。咁但係個 timing 都好緊要咯。通常咧，你係要譬如你今年9月上嚟讀書啦，你舊年就要開始申請噶啦。咁咧，通常你舊年申請，跟住咧學校就大約春天3、4月啦，就俾個係咪真係 accept 你個 letter 俾你，咁你就加住個 I-20， 你就快啲去 make appointment 啦。因為個 appointment 好長，嗰條龍要等嗰個美國領事館。咁佢話有個學生咧就係差唔多3個禮拜至1個月前開始報，咁佢都要等到差唔多8月先至 interview。咁 interview O 唔 OK， 你先至攞到個 visa for 而家嚟緊嘅學期讀書咯。所以啲 timing 你要計得好清楚，同埋要 on top of the things。Thank you.
Yeah, and because of the COVID-19, there's a lot of embassy that's been closed. So a lot of in China, a lot of embassy was closed, so they couldn't even get an appointment. So a lot of appointment in China has been rescheduled to September.
Wow!
So the students are missing. Yeah, are missing this coming to school in fall.
OK， 咁Stacey 話如果你係中國大陸嚟咧，咁就好多嗰啲美國領事館喺中國內地咧都係唔開噶啦，已經。咁所以好多人咧都會係 miss 咗或者 delay 嚟新嘅學期上堂咯。所以即係你都要不停咁 check 住你哋嘅美國領事館嘅消息咯。
So something to remember. It's very important to remember to check the school website, the school that you choose to go, the admission requirement, the deadline, and then the school requirements are different from one school to another. So you cannot just assume that it looks like everything is the same, but then there's always little thing that's different because a private school asks something and then the public school doesn't ask. So it's very different. And also the application process and deadline are very different. Some will admit students in spring and in fall, and some will just admit in fall. So depending on the program, depending on the school, depending on a lot of variables, things are different. So applications are different. So just make sure you get all your documents together before you apply, so that at least you can all submit at the same time. A lot of students will do one thing, submit one paper, and then forget and submit another paper. You know, school doesn't have time to do this, so they put your file to the side.
That's a good tips, thank you. That's why we need you here. They have the experience. Stacey 好好人啊，俾咗啲好好嘅 tips 我哋係點樣做法。佢話咧就係每一間學校咧，雖然話要你有啲 document 啊，佢哋都好相似。要求嘅嘢，但係每一間學校咧都唔同㗎，如果你係私校啊、公立學校啊，又好唔同，同埋申請嘅日期啊，同埋截止日期啊，全部都係好唔同，所以你要對一間學校係逐間咁樣去報，逐間去睇，所以你唔好諗住你睇咗間我下一間都得㗎啦，咁你就唔得㗎啦。咁同埋佢最緊要記住一樣嘢 ，Stacey 就話你唔好逐張紙寄俾學校，或者逐份嘢寄俾學校，因為學校冇時間同你逐張嚟睇嘅，咁你啲嘢就會好散好亂，咁你就會搞到自己嘅入學嘅機會低好多咯。咁你最緊要就係全部你啲文件啊，一次過 make sure double check 你啲全部嘢喺晒度，一次過 send 俾佢哋，因為佢話有陣時收到學生。一時俾一個 bank statement， 一時話俾個 transcript， 咁搞到咧佢哋好亂，佢哋唔中意係咁樣噶。所以聽阿 Stacey 講咧，咁就你就入學機會會大好多。Thank you.
And I think that's all I have. Oh, language school. So if you cannot go to university, college, and apply for college in the United States, you can apply for language school. So if your English is not good, you can first apply for language school. The one here on the screen is just a few of them that's popular. You can find more language school. There's a lot of language school in California. So you can apply and then go apply and be admitted without having English level. And so you can actually study. And the fees are different too, but I don't have it. Usually it's about $20,000.
They give a visa, this school? Do
they
help you get
issue
visa? Oh, they give you a visa too? They give you I-20?
Yeah, they issue I-20.
And the requirement different? You don't probably need your high school diploma or anything?
No,
easier?
No.
Oh,
yeah, it's easier.
Okay, so 呢個好好 ，that's very good. I really like that tips. 咁如果你諗住冇嚟即係擺咁多時間讀晒成個大學啊，我亦都即係唔想話俾咁多 commitment 啊，咁但係你就可以申請呢啲叫做 language school 語言學校 UCL extension。UCL 係大學啦，但係佢有個另外嘅 subsidiary 分校嘅。咁你可以申請嚟淨係讀英文啊咁樣，咁有好多譬如 AF International School 啦、ESL School 啦、Kaplan 啦，咁呢啲好多唔同嘅叫做語言學校，你都可以申請，佢亦都會俾 visa 你幫你香港嚟呢度讀㗎。咁但係佢嘅 requirement 就唔會好似入大學咁複雜啊，又要依樣又要嗰樣啊咁樣。咁你可以讀完呢啲，跟住睇下有冇興趣再讀去大學啊咁樣咯。I really like this idea. This is great because some people don't want to make a big commitment, right? Going to like study all the gender education and everything. And also they may not be able to because they need to learn the language first. Yeah. So that's great. So how about the adult school? A lot of people ask me about adult school.
Adult school doesn't issue I-20. So I don't think you can come in and be on a visa to attend adult school.
Oh, okay. So you can be like a tourist, right? Come here to take some classes and then leave? Does that work?
Usually, I'm not familiar with adult school, but usually it's not. But I know a lot of people is doing it, so I cannot say.
Okay.
If it's legal or not.
Okay. 咁咧就有啲叫 adult school 成人學校啦，咁嗰啲咧就係學校喺美國，佢好歡迎你咩人都嚟讀得嘅。咁你就算嚟呢度玩下，我聽到好多人咁樣嚟呢度玩啊，咁樣佢就喺度 take 啲 class 啊，讀下佢都歡迎你，同埋個學費係好 reasonable，好少錢嘅。咁亦都唔使要話公民啊，咁咧佢唔問你嘅，你俾少少錢，咁你就可以 take 個 class 讀。佢又有好多語言啊，乜嘢都有嘅嗰啲班。咁但係咧，佢就唔會俾個 visa 你，好似呢啲 language school 幫你俾個 visa 你喺香港。幫你過嚟，咁你就算你就嗰啲就離開嚟旅行啊，咁你就想學啲 class 啊，咁樣就即係幫你係幫助你個人嘅成長，或者係你有興趣班咁樣咯，嗰啲就係。I see. Thank you. So is there anything else?
I think No, that's it. That's all I have for you today.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think this is really helpful about because a lot of people are not sure the step, what do they need to do, and especially the money, right? It's like everyone worry, like how much do I need to come to school, and they heard about going to school United States, they're like, oh my God, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, right? And I think it is really good to have the idea, start thinking, planning, and what they have to do, what they should do, and all that. So this is great. Thank you so much. And if they have questions, because every time after the show, and a lot of people will have questions, they might want to ask you a question. And if they have questions, I'll maybe forward to you, and you can help them with some question. Yeah, thank you. But I really appreciate you're here to give it a hand, and also people feel better. And they asking me so many times. I'm not professional. I don't want to say anything wrong. Especially like you say, the school rule change all the time. You know, you really have to know your stuff and be a professional to give out advice. So we have Stacey. She's perfect. She helped the international student for 15 years. So and she's also a mother of 4. She also have 4 children. That's amazing. You can do in United States. Everyone doing so much.
Yes.
And everyone everyone's busy and doing so much, but it's nice to help other people, you know. And I really appreciate your time. And if we have more questions, I'm sure we're going to call you back, and hopefully you have time for us again to answer some questions.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
多謝你哋收睇我哋嘅都市閒情啊！記得如果你中意嘅咧，記得俾 like 我哋同埋 subscribe 楊 Sir 頻道啊！如果你有啲乜問題嘅咧，記得留言俾我哋啦〜